I finally found it. Now who's gonna stop me?
Let's go!
So the Super Mario Bros. Movie has been out for about a few days, and as of currently recording this video, it has earned around $222 million in the box office, making it one of the biggest box office releases in animated movies in quite a while, and I really love that, and I'm glad it earned this sort of money. I really love everything about this movie since I did watch it yesterday, and I had a lot to contemplate about my thoughts and opinions about this movie. So welcome back to another review, where I'm going to be reviewing my honest thoughts and opinions on the latest Super Mario Bros. Movie being made by Illumination and Nintendo. So, the way I'm going to review this whole movie is by these simple categories. I'm going to be reviewing them by how good the plot is, how good the characters and the acting was and the performances, how good the music was, especially some other aspects of the movie, and last but not least, I'll be talking about its pros and cons at the very end of it, and we'll also talk about whether or not this movie is going to be worth your time. Was it worth the 5 years of waiting of development? Well, let me tell you my thoughts and opinions about it, starting off with the plot itself. The plot, as many critics claim it to be, and some other, casual watchers, they claim it to be pretty basic and all. For the movie that shows up, it only shows around, the voiceover and also the backstory of Mario and Luigi on how they became the heroes of the Mushroom Kingdom. And is that really a bad thing about the plot being basic? Not at all, honestly. It kind of shows that Nintendo wants to add a bit of nice little freshness into their story. After all, we barely know much about the Mario and Luigi characters at all in the past, aside from them being heroes of the Mushroom Kingdom, so this being some sort of a simple backstory plot, while, yeah, it is basic, it's honestly good basic. It's simple, really great, and it gives a more in-depth character on both the brothers and also the Mushroom Kingdom in general. And speaking of the Mario Bros, we're going to talk about the characters and the actors' performances. First off is Mario. He was really alright throughout the entire film. It's basically your typical hero where he goes into another world and then learns the ways of the world and then becomes the hero of the said world, but also having a lot more character development whatsoever. Mario was definitely alright, and I really like how he was in the movie. The performance for Chris Pratt, though, was genuinely surprising. I could not tell that was Chris Pratt whatsoever, which makes me wonder what exactly happened during development and the editing process that made Chris Pratt's voice sound a bit off, because throughout the entire movie I could not tell that was Chris Pratt. The accent was so good that it felt like it was another character voicing Mario. And you know what, I generally gave him a chance on that, and the chance I gave him, it was definitely worth it. Many were really doubtful from the fact of how Chris Pratt was playing as Mario. Heck, even Chris Pratt himself honestly felt nervous and was doubtful about playing Mario. But after hearing his performance as the main plumber himself, I guarantee you that his performance is one of the best I've heard in a long time, next to others like Emmett from Lego Movie and Star-Lord from Guardians of the Galaxy. So yeah, Chris Pratt's performance was genuinely surprising, and Mario was alright as a character. Next up is my man Luigi. I'm biased towards my favorite character, so he's the best part of the movie, but it's not really down biased, but he's a genuine good part of the movie as well. Like, he pretty much is like the highlight of most parts. It's the development that he went from a scaredy cat to the brave character he was at the end of it. And yeah, I know this kind of feels like it's some sort of simple plot, but like I said, plot is basic, so you might really expect something like that. But genuinely, I really love the moments between Mario and Luigi's brotherhood. It really shows how they are always together, and I really just don't know what to say about it. Luigi is really great, and as for Charlie Day's performance, I've stated this since the announcement of the casting. Charlie Day was really a perfect choice for Luigi. He's shown to be playing as paranoid characters in the past, and with Luigi, he was a really good perfect role. I can't wait to see what Luigi has to offer more in the upcoming Mario cinematic universe, as many like to dub it. Next up is Peach, played by Anya Taylor-Joy. Now, I don't know much about Anya Taylor-Joy, but from what I've seen, she's been making quite a name for herself in the acting role. And her playing as the princess of the Mushroom Kingdom herself was genuinely interesting, and I was wondering how Peach was going to act in this movie. I was interested from how Peach was her role in this whole movie, and you know what I find so surprising from the fans? It's the fact that I see people thinking that Peach herself is kind of useless and her being an insufferable girl boss and she really feels like, and Mario's like the punching bag and all, which we gotta remember, yes, Mario himself may be the punching bag, but you gotta remember that he doesn't know what the Mushroom Kingdom is. He's not gonna know everything about what it is being a hero. Of course he's gonna not be a noob at this whole thing, and Peach herself is kind of like the master to Mario. She helps Mario throughout her journey, and I really love how great she is. She's shown to be capable in some games, which I've seen some call her useless, which, okay, let's just ignore Mario 3D World or Super Mario Bros. 2 or, I don't know, Super Princess Peach. Let's just forget Mario plus Rabbids, let's forget those are even a thing. I just generally don't get it. This is one of the best iterations of Peach I've seen in a long time, and while I don't personally like Peach as a character in the Mario games or anything at all, I really do enjoy her on her role in the entire movie. Plus, I just love how great she was at the very end of it. I won't say much, but I highly suggest watching the movie if you want to see Peach on how she is in the movie. Next up is Bowser, played by Jack Black. He definitely stole the entire movie. I love Luigi, but Bowser, played by Jack Black, those are two combos I never thought I would love to see. Bowser himself in this movie, while he is shown to have his goofy side, he mostly in the entire movie is really a threatening character, and it really shows. Jack Black's performance is really impressive as usual, given from the fact that he's played great characters like Po from Kung Fu Panda and his role in School of Rock. A lot of things about Jack Black's appearances is great, and now him playing as the King of Koopas himself is a really nice thing. It's so amazing how in modern video game movies we gotten two great villains, now voiced by great actors. Jim Carrey as Dr. Robotnik in the Sonic movie, and now Jack Black playing as Bowser. I can't wait to see Jack Black, being more involved with the project in later movies, and as his role in the entire movie, he's still the best one. He definitely stole the entire movie, and there is one part that kind of made me cringe about him, but still, I don't really mind it whatsoever. Next up is Toad, who is played by Keegan-Michael Key. Now, I've stated my hatred towards the character in the past few videos I made, and do I honestly like Toad in this movie? Honestly, there were some moments where I do laugh at his jokes. He's basically the comedic character in this one, and I generally don't mind Toad being this, the whole typical comedic character. But some of his, acting roles and some of his voices, and I really don't like Toad as a character still. And in this movie, while I do personally like him for what he is in the movie, I really just don't like him whatsoever. No hate to Keegan-Michael Key though. He's still a great comedian, and I'm glad that he is at least trying his best to make Toad a likable character. I know me saying that's gonna definitely trigger a lot of Toad fans, but what can you do? It's just my opinion. And last but not least, for the main characters and the actors, is Seth Rogen playing as Donkey Kong, the king of the Kongs himself. You get what I mean. Donkey Kong as a character in this movie, he really definitely feels like the character that we see from Donkey Kong, and Seth Rogen really fits DK very well, and especially with that iconic laugh that many people have been wanting to hear for a long time. I will let you know that he does the laugh more than once. I genuinely counted how many times he stated this. He laughed. But really, Donkey Kong's role in the movie is great. As we saw from the trailer, he fights Mario and all. And I really love the, rivalry between Mario and Donkey Kong in this one. They're not just buddy-buddy right away. They still genuinely poke fun at each other, but in a great way. That just shows how great rivals are. And I really wish Mario and Donkey Kong's rivalry is explored even more. The only time we ever got to see that was the Mario vs. Donkey Kong games, but Nintendo doesn't really like to explore it nowadays, given that Donkey Kong has not gotten any new games in a long time. But I'm genuinely glad this movie gave Donkey Kong and the other Kong's more representation, because in this movie, if you're a huge Donkey Kong fan and are starving for any DK content, I'm pretty sure this movie is gonna help you, especially with the fact that there's a lot of Kongs in this one. But I do want to mention is that I mostly talked about the main characters. What about the other ones, such as, Foreman Spike, or, Pauline, or some other character that is in this movie? Well, there's Cranky Kong, which, played by, I think, Fred Armisen, from what I can recall, or was that Spike? I can't really recall. But anyways, Cranky Kong, he really reminds me of Bernie Sanders. The voice really reminds me of Bernie Sanders a lot, and I don't know why. But yeah, I do love the relationship between him and Donkey Kong. Oh, and I do want to mention this, that they pretty much are retconning DK Jr. at this point. I'm pretty sure Nintendo has something against DK Jr. from the fact that they don't even mention this character at all. So yeah, I do think Cranky Kong is a cool minor character, but what about Kevin Michael Richardson as Kamek? Kamek is another fun character, and along with a great voice actor. Kevin Michael Richardson is known for voicing other characters, going from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and then Gravity Falls, so him voicing as Kamek is really great, and I love the chemistry that Kamek gives out with Bowser, giving out the whole, like, father figure to what Bowser was. Really gives me a lot of Yoshi Island vibes, not gonna lie. And what about Foreman Spike, the character that has not been shown in any teaser trailers or any promotional materials whatsoever, and then when I saw him in the movie, I'm not gonna lie, I expected him to be sort of an antagonistic character towards Mario and Luigi, and he definitely delivers. And as for the design itself, since like I mentioned, he has not been shown in any promotional material aside from the icon, I was surprised about the design itself. It's a sort of a mix of his old design and a few other ones, along with the mix of the modern ones, and it really shows the character of what Spike is. I really hope with Foreman Spike, he could possibly get the Pauline treatment, because after Pauline's reappearance in Odyssey, she became more of a recurring character in future titles and Mario spin-offs. I really hope Foreman Spike is the same thing. And what about Charles Martinet? While he wasn't the voice of Mario in this movie, he was relegated to other cameo roles and other characters. Now, I'm not gonna lie, you would genuinely be surprised and excited from what worlds he plays as, and I really, and my heart nearly jumped from hearing his voice and playing as other characters. You're gonna have to see the movie to see for yourself. I won't spoil much. I won't spoil as much as in this video. So that's pretty much the characters and the voice acting throughout this entire movie. So what about the other things they offered? Well, the music itself is absolutely incredible. I kid you not that the music used in this movie is really great. The fact that Illumination and Nintendo go all out and especially remixing each of the most classic music that came from games and all is genuinely amazing. Plus, it is composed by none other than Koji Kondo, the music composer for the Mario series for many, many years. Seeing Koji Kondo being in this movie and rearranging the music is really a nice, genuine surprise, especially with the involvement of Miyamoto into this entire movie. And, you know, I do want to mention this, though, that it is a nice thing that they did tribute to the former president of Nintendo, Satoru Iwata. It's a really nice, genuine, heartwarming thing, and it makes you really wish that Iwata was here to see the success the Mario movie is right now. And if you want to hear the Mario music track, there is one certain one that is on iTunes, which I think is called Peaches, played by Jack Black. And another thing is that there are some music tracks that were not made by Nintendo, and apparently there were like actual Nintendo music tracks that were supposed to be in this movie, but was cut out of for some reason. I don't know why they did that. I'm pretty sure they might do it once the DVD or something or digital will come out in the future. But yeah, music is amazing. And for other things, I do want to mention that there's a lot of references in this movie. Like, there is genuinely so many references that if there were a drinking game about how many references there would be, I'd be in the hospital right now. I recommend not doing that, actually. That just shows how many references are in this movie. And I will let you know, it's not just Mario references. There's a lot more than you expect. And last but not least, the pros and cons. So, what do I honestly think overall? So, for the pros itself, the music is great. Visually, it is really appealing and the colors are so vibrant, the characters are likable, voice acting is incredible as well, and the plot, while basic, is really great and simple, well, is genuinely nothing more than a pretty freshness and giving out more fleshed out backstory to Mario and Luigi as a character. But just because this movie is great in all aspects, that doesn't mean there are some negative parts about it. I only will mention about a few things, but one, it's the fact that the pacing is not just its best aspect, but also its worst aspect. The pacing is overall good, which is expected for a kid's movie that is about 90 minutes long. However, there were some scenes that felt a bit too quick that I felt like I was just watching a 25-minute film, and really, I've seen longer movies than this one, and I'm not trying to say that this should be like like a Marvel Cinematic Universe type of thing, but there were just some scenes that I kind of wish they could have fleshed out a bit more in terms of pacing. So yeah, the pacing has its best and worst issue, but there is also one character that I did not mention in this entire review, and he is technically a minor character, but I really don't know what to say about this character. That being Luma Lee. Luma Lee was shown during the final trailer of the Mario Bros. Movie, and the role that Luma Lee was there, I'm not gonna lie, I feel like Luma Lee was mostly just there either to just, appease to the Mario Galaxy fans, or just to show how edgy this character is. I genuinely cannot kid you that this character absolutely does nothing the entire time. I'm pretty sure the sequel will be in the will happen and, explore more of Luma Lee, since after all, Nintendo and Illuminations have already confirmed that a Mario Bros. Sequel will actually be happening and is already in early development. So that's something. So overall, I would give this movie around a 9.4 out of 10. Now, while the flaws are there, this movie is nothing more than a genuine love letter to all the Mario fans and for all the games that Mario has been through for almost 40 years. It shows that Illumination is going their best in terms of animation, and with Nintendo's involvement with this one, I can't wait to see what the future of Illumination and Nintendo's partnership will be, since they are confirmed that there will be more Illumination and Nintendo partnered video, movies, and other media in the near future. I can't wait to see what else they might have to offer, and I really hope they, do more things with the whole Mario series. This is generally going to be one of Nintendo's best years yet, and while the first few months was pretty rough in terms of movies and animation, the Mario Bros. Movie definitely helped out with a lot of things, and especially with Tears of the Kingdom coming out next month, I can generally say that this is one of Nintendo's best ever years in the Switch's lifetime. And also to mention that there may be some new Mario game in the future, according to Miyamoto, as he says to expect even more in any future directs in any point. So with that, I highly recommend for watching this movie, even if you're not a fan of playing Mario or any video game whatsoever. Many would know what Mario who truly is, and I recommend watching the movie if you are a huge fan of the Mario franchise. I hope you all enjoyed this video, and I hope you all, at least enjoyed the movie. Let me know what you all think in the comment section below about this, and so with that, leave a like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell for more videos, follow my Twitter, and I'll see you guys next time. And remember this, once a legend, always a legend.